Right, everybody, welcome back to Malaga. Like, first thing, I know the episodes have been quite distant over the last and sparsed out over the last few weeks. I really enjoyed the struggle because, by God, playing this 4-2-3-1, trying to get this passing sort of like team going and possession-dominated side with a Treq has caused me endless problems, and I've kind of just been playing. And this summer in particular, we're end of the season, the summer that I've just completed, I've really wanted to try and make sure that I got my recruitment right, staffing right, training right, everything right, so we could properly kick on, because we've kind of just dipped this season. It's been a bit of a wasteful season. We've been able to develop some players, but by looks of it, as you can see, finishing in 12th place has not been great. Now, Manchester United series has come to an end. I've kind of pushed myself to record this video today to get back into the swing of things, because I really do want the channel to be very heavily Malaga focused over the next few months, while we try and definitely get these boys back into Europe, not just as a one-off like we've had this season, but constantly in that, you know, Girona have got Champions League football this year. If Girona can do it, why can't we? Okay, as you can see from the fixtures, we ended up losing in the Conference League semi-final to Manchester United. We ended up losing the first leg 1-0 and then going to Old Trafford for the second leg, losing 2-0. But we didn't disgrace ourselves, to be fair. We were in a right rut against Sint-Truiden and we managed to get over the line. We beat Zrinjska Mostar, who were that Lithuanian team, I think, who actually beat us at the start of the season. And we've just struggled a little bit. So my thought was, a lot of these players can go. We've got 25 mil to spend, which is not absolutely amazing. Our money will go up, that is for sure. So our squad registration budget is currently 675, and that has definitely hindered us this year. I think it won't be a problem next year, in particular as well. If we look at some of the wages, like Gula's wanted, I might have to cash in on him. He's the one that I'd rather keep because of the playmaking ability. He's still not valued that highly as well. So I think, you know, if he develops, he's going to be worth twice as much. Samu has annoyed me a little bit. Now, the only issue is he's Spanish and he's got everything he wants. He's big, he's quick, good physicals, can finish a little bit, but he's just annoyed me at certain points. You know, when you get that player in the game that just fucking winds you up, this is the guy, because he misses big chances at big moments, and he's annoyed me, and now he's whinging at me. So highly likely, if a deal does come in for him, Saudi are after him, rated, you know, we spent, what did we spend on him? It was about 18 mil. 18.25. We're going to at least double our money, so I'm quite probably happy to let him go, because I think we can pick up another striker. We've also got Kusia's there as well that I'm really keen on developing. And then there's players like Vicario, massive money, 48 grand a week, 32. If he becomes an option to sell on, I think we will definitely cash in on him, because I think we can kind of solve the goalkeeping scenario. I am going to go through my squad. I am going to go through my recruitment focuses as well, completely change there, and get some new scouts in, get some new coaches in, so when we come back for the start of the season, we're in a lot better shape with a better built sort of like foundations and scouting and stuff, because we have struggled a little bit that way. Players like Profita, Ledesma, Teo, Marsa, Kumbula, Sole are all players that I could easily sell on if I need to. The other one is Jankovic, who has been superb for us in his first season. 1.1 million bargain. He's now got a release clause of 56 million, but I imagine, once again, some clubs definitely will come sniffing around for him, but I would like to build my team around him. All right, that is the end of the season. 25 million. I'm now going to take you as far as February the 1st and what will be season 7 as we look at how I've spent my 25 million, what we're doing tactically. Now, at the time when I was setting up the the recruitment focus, this was my idea. To have something a little bit like this, but this guy of Volante, similar to what we kind of did in the first season. As you can see, been playing with an inverted fullback as well to help us defensively. Left wing back going around there, but there is a lot of work to be done. We need strengthening in maybe not centre half. We have got Jankovic and Ledesma, but we need strengthening at left back, right back, midfield, probably another striker if Samu goes, and a little bit of depth in here. Let's go and find out how I've been doing. Have I changed the tactic? Of course, yeah, the answer is inevitably yes, it will have changed. And here we are. Now, I'll show you the league table first so you can see we are in 11th position, which doesn't look great, and we're 9 points off European football. The board want, well, they're expected to finish 11th, media prediction, so top half finish would be good. We're only actually 2 points off Betis, And as you can see, we're on a rise. We're on a little bit of a rise. We've really struggled, and I had to abandon the tactic pretty quickly. But what I did do is I tried my hardest to really have a go at, and as you can see, we've got a lot of money. We'll speak about that in a bit. I have tried my hardest at re-evaluating everything. So we've got we're still really after a number one goalkeeper, so I've got a recruitment focus for that. I've changed other recruitment focuses as well, on top of bringing in three performance analysis, another sports scientist, an under-19s goalkeeping coach. I've brought in 3 scouts as well, Avinas, Notari, and Korn Veenstra. Very good, all high attributes to really bolster our scouting department. I've asked for new scouts as well. We've brought in a new coach in Vitor Matos, absolutely superb. A new B team manager, a new fitness coach. Benny McCarthy is now in the goal scoring department for us. A new chief scout as well. And Jan Venegor of Hesselink is now our technical director. I'm not quite sure what he's doing, but he's got tremendous knowledge and mental attributes, so we went with it. Loads of staff out as well. We sacked all of these, including Johnny Howson, Zlatan, Crosser, Conte's brother, players that coaches have been with us a while. Really big change in the backroom department. That was key. Leaving us as well, just so you're aware, Dele Alli has finally left the club. He's still a free agent. He had a good couple of seasons. A couple of highlights in those first 2 years as we secured promotion to La Liga, but since then he's been a little bit of a bit part. Likely will not probably get another club. And then those 3 there are all sort of like backup players that have been playing in around the C and the B team. One of the first big players out, 48 grand a week, gone, is Vicario. We got him on a free transfer. I would have liked to have kept him because he's obviously good, but I was really hoping on making our outfield players a lot stronger. The idea that we only had 25 mil to strengthen in a league that is proving to be difficult. I'll show you this little financial graphic now, and it really shows you what we're kind of up against in the league. So being able to cash in on players, goalkeepers, I think you can get by with like a half-decent goalkeeper and a save. So we've cashed in on him, 29 million. We do have 80% of the transfer budget. That's been added in January. We were up to 65% for the summer. So we were still getting a good chunk. But as you can see, the overall balance is absolutely huge. So Vicario was the first one out the door. Treq Icon was a player that came in and did well for a season. Had an half-decent season, our first season in La Liga. Really struggled to get him out the door, but he's finally left. The big one out was Samu. What did we get for him? 52 million. I'm so happy to get him out of the door. He's now there, 375 grand a week. He's absolutely happy. We got him out the door. He wanted to leave. Obviously, that money has helped us a little bit in terms of re-strengthening. Antonio Cordera, if you were here from the beginning, you would have realised that this was the guy that was supposed to be our star. Came through the youth system, played him a couple of times early on, played quite well in the B team, as you can see, but really struggled. I think, obviously, he looks good to start with, but we started in the 3rd tier. We're now, top half La Liga side, and his attributes were not quite matching. He was on about 10 grand a week, so I'm really happy that we've managed to get him out of the door. And then moving into January, a player that I did like the look of, but he then said he wanted more football, couldn't give him it. He then asked for to go on a free transfer, so I immediately transfer listed him. We had him for a year and a half. We've we've tripled the money we got on him. Happy to see him go, but it is a bit of a disappointment. I think, with his passing, his pace ain't great, strength weren't great, but I did think that he would have been a nice little backup, but he just wanted more minutes than what we were giving him. And then Kumbula has just gone this January. We couldn't get rid of, we could have done. I rejected a couple of deals because they just weren't great. And at the time, there was nothing around that I thought we could really dive in and get. We were struggling to find a replacement for him, so I thought, right, we will keep him. It's got to January. I've kind of thought I'm happy for him to leave. We've lost about 8 or 9 million on him, but it will go up to 23 mil. And at his age, I think he's 30. No, he's 29. He's 30. He's 30 next week. So happy to get him out the door. He was on 77 grand for us as well, so that's helped once again. It does mean for next season, we know we might be able to get in a couple of superstars. We might be able to get 4 or 5 players on bigger wages because clubs are constantly around our players. This is a little graphic from the point in the season where we turned it round a little bit. Everyone was wanted. Right, on the ins. We weren't that busy in the summer. We were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We bought in Eduardo Crasmera, who you will be aware of. I think a couple of years ago, he was awesome in FM and a bit of a wonder kid. Lost his way a little bit. He's unhappy and wanted because he's not playing much. However, I do see him potentially as this right back role. I'm using inverted wing backs at the moment, and he could probably do a job. I just want him to be happy playing in the squad as a little bit of a backup, but at the moment, he's not quite having it. Our new first team goalkeeper is Pierluigi Gollini, quite decent across the board, not absolutely amazing. He struggled with letting a load of goals to start the season. Is he the long-term answer? No. He's on, a 2-year deal. Yeah, he's nearly halfway through it. He's on 23 grand a week. We need to sign a new keeper in the summer. The new keeper that is going to take us through. We've had a couple of other deals. I've got a couple of players in the recruitment focus that we nearly went for and then backed out. And in the end, I wasn't happy and sold on a choice. So we ended up going for Gollini, and he's doing okay. Our new backup striker is Marc Jui. I don't know how to pronounce this. He's obviously the Barcelona kind of wonder kid that, once again, has not featured much for Barcelona. We tried to get him on loan a couple of times when we were in the second division and couldn't do it. But we've now got him in, £4.8 million. Not great. Look, he's only made 3 starts for us, 15 a sub. He's not going to be happy that he isn't playing, but right now, he's Spanish. He's a decent backup for us. Paul Ocon was supposed to be our new anchor, and then we've ditched the anchor 10 games into the season, but he's got tremendous physicals, 6'2", left-footed, good mentals. Technicals okay, good for first touch 14, tackling 13, marking 14, passing 13 to a really good, solid number 6. We got him at a good price as well, 4.6 million, 25 years old, value now up to 23 million. Mohamed Farah came in, I think, right at the end of the transfer window, and he's now in our B team, a season in our B team. We got him for 2.4 million. Another player potentially we thought Kimbula and Jankovic will potentially move on, so he's got the potential to really kick on and be a decent first team player for us. And then we went hunting in and around the Spanish youth teams and stuff. I got my scouts out, did loads of reports on players that were not at huge clubs in sort of like the Spanish, under 19s and 18s. We ended up going for Aitor Ramos, who we got for 3.1 million. That is Osasuna, basically. He's playing in their C team. He is only 18 years old. He's in the third. He's in the second team at the moment, but he's got good crossing, decent tackling, quite small, but his physicals are okay. He's got some really good mentals, and he's still only 18. So I'm hoping that he can then develop 4.5-star potential as well. So I'm hoping he can really develop into a really good fullback. And then moving into the January, we made 3. Now, we thought we were going to be losing Jankovic. He was wanting to leave. He's now transfer listed, wants to leave. However, this happened on transfer deadline day. He went for Leipzig, and then he ended up rejecting their contract offer. I've tried to offer him a new deal. He's not interested at the moment, but I'm thinking, can we have a really good second half of the season? Can we keep hold of him? Because, boy, he's a good player. He's worth 56 million. Look, if we get money for him, it's just like we're not going to be able to replace him. We're trying to do it now with obviously Luka Vucic coming in. We've got this is what Tottenham agreed, right? Where is it? There we go. Optional future fee. So it's optional for us, so it's fine. 217 million. We're going to pay that for him. This is the dude that Spurs have signed in real life, and he's coming, I think, next year. He's massive, 6'4". He's never quite kicked on at Spurs just because he hasn't been obviously given game time. And I thought, let's get him with us, make him have a little bit of an association with us, and you never know what might happen in the future. I wouldn't want to spend that on him, but transfer, sometimes values often dip if he gets transfer listed as well at some point. He's going to want to leave. He's 22. He's probably not going to feature for Spurs. So potentially, can a deal be done for less than 20 million? Potentially, I think so. And then we brought in a left-sided midfielder. I got my scouts into, we've got a scout that's going around a lot of Eastern European countries, and they came back with Nazar Sheptysky, who is a wonderful-looking Russian, sort of wide playmaker, 15 pace, crossing, dribbling good, passing. We've changed our wide player as well, so he's really coming into his own. Started quite well, 2 assists, 1 goal, coming from Krasnodar, and a release clause of 10.75 million at the age of 19. So we're really signing some young, exciting players here. This is why, once again, I'm kind of really looking at this save and doing loads of episodes of this, because I kind of think we've got a backbone now. We've got the finances. We've got a lot of players that have got good potential, but also then potential to sell on. We've got a good scouting network in at the moment as well, so hopefully we'll get a constant conveyor belt of players. So he's in on the left side, and then followed lastly in by Erwin Mora. Now he's only 5'9", but advanced forward, 19 years old, rated extremely highly, 14 finishing, 15 dribbling, 15 pace. I'm thinking of allowing him to be the striker next year. I'm actually considering doing it this year because Kusiazer, I've just had a bid rejected. He's unhappy. He wants a new deal, but I'm undecided whether to ditch him and go for a more technically talented Mora and sell him on for big money. He's got a year left on his deal, so I kind of need to make my mind up with him. We had a bid up to £30 million for him in January, but I did reject it. So I've got to make my mind up on him. What do we go with? Now, the tactic at the moment, I think, kind of does suit more the quick, small striker. We've got loads of we're playing with a winger. This is what we're rocking with at the moment, by the way. Inverted wing backs. We just changed because we had a shocking start to the season. Like, we had a bit of a tough run. Getafe, by the way, are the absolute whipping boys. They're bottom of the league. But we started the season getting stuffed. And then we had, a couple of decent wins. Almeria, losing away to Granada was difficult. But then we played Sevilla, Bilbao, Athletic, Club Madrid, Real Madrid. So that really dented our confidence. But then a good, decent bounce back against Alaves, Valencia. Villarreal at home isn't the worst. Girona isn't the worst result, bearing in mind that they are away. They finished fourth. Real Zaragoza, just come into the league. We should be beating them 2-1. Let's have a look at the match stats. Let's see what we can see. Like that ain't good enough. 57% of the ball, but not doing anything with it. Levante getting stuffed 5-2. We were 2-0 down after 5 minutes. We then somehow, I think we made a couple of changes to try and make us a little bit more solidly defensively. We lowered the tempo again and tried to make sure we had good rest defence, make sure we had an anchor, an inverted fullback and stuff like that. It was okay against Celta Vigo, got the win. And then Betis, we were 1-0 down, and this is no word of a lie. We then switched to the tactic that I'm currently playing with, and that happened. We absolutely run amok. We've got at the moment, before we finish, Sociedad we then smashed 6-3, who are up there. Disappointing draw against Valladolid and Elche, but once again, we didn't lose. Beat Getafe 6-5. I think we were 5-1-2. Yeah, we were 5-0 up at halftime. I made loads of changes in the second half, and it nearly came back to bite us in the ass, but we got the win. And then we've just played Barcelona, still completely outclassed. 10 shots, nothing of real note. They had 12. So, 50-50 pretty much on possession. So the idea what we've got is, and I will show you over the next coming week or so with more episodes. Where's my tactic page? There we go. That's not it. Ooh la la. That's it. Is 2 ball playing defenders. We're still trying to be positive with it. As you can see, just slightly shorter but higher tempo. And then when we're on the attack, these 2 inverted fullbacks come into this area and we end up if I just copy it across, we end up looking something like that with pretty much a 2-3-5. The holding midfielder, which is Ocon, sits in there, and then the 2 inverted fullbacks on defend, wingbacks on defend, just sit, and we have a really good rest defence. So I'm happy now. The performances, as you can see, have definitely picked up. Our first defeat in a long time, and I'm happy to go with this. I think also we've got players to suit it. Massa is a superb left centre-back, playmaker, decent on the ball, so he suits playing that inverted playmaker role, inverted wing-back role so well. The right-hand side's a little bit difficult. What we may do is, Quasmera's a little unhappy, we may just go with Jankovic in there and play him in there and have Ledesma, who is our huge Argentinian defender. Happy to him and Vucic going together, because potentially they're going to be maybe the long-term partnership. Vuskovic is good on his left foot. Ledesma, good on his right foot. Jankovic going in there. The midfield's a little bit of an issue. I'm still debating whether we go with a deep line playmaker. I think that's the only role that I'm going to kind of go with, I think. And then we've got inverted wingers on support. Winger on support on this left-hand side. Treq Icon going high. Pressing forward. Kusiazer has done okay, 13 in 20. But I am fancying, guys, really giving Erwin Mora the opportunity to impress me up there. He's got good work rate as well. Give him the ball. Wonder kid as well. Yeah, I think we need to go with it. We think we need to trust him. He's only just 19 as well. He's not going to be 20 until next season in November. So yeah, I'm pushing towards it. I think it's a good move. So that is where we are. We do have a difficult run of games again. So we need to juggle this. If we can get a win Sevilla, potentially. I think we can beat Atletico, like Real Madrid. And then once we get out of like March, the last few, maybe Girona, Zaragoza, Levante, Vigo, Betis, Sociedad away, Valladolid and Elche. I do think we can have a decent run to the season. Can we get top half? Yes, we can. And I promise, guys, this save is going to be massive on the channel over the next few weeks and months. So thank you very much for watching. Let me know about the striker situation, inverted wingbacks. We'll do a deep dive into the inverted wingbacks in the next episode as well. And I'll show you how it is all coming together. If you're interested in the tactic, I will put it now on my Patreon channel for you Patreons to download. Thank you very much for your support. Check out the other videos, the tactical videos that are on the screen right now. And we will see you in the week.